Lena never thought she'd be the one to experience betrayal. She had always prided herself on being a trusting person. Her boyfriend, Alex, was her rock, charming, funny, and always there for her. Their relationship had been a dream, one she couldn't have imagined better. Yet, the truth came crashing down in a way she never expected. It was a Friday afternoon, and Lena was meeting a friend for coffee at their favorite cafe. She had planned to surprise Alex with dinner later that evening, so she picked up his favorite dessert, knowing how much he loved it. When she walked back toward her car, she noticed a familiar face. It was Alex, but he wasn't alone. He was laughing, his arm around a woman Lena didn't recognize. Her heart dropped. Lena tried to dismiss the thought at first, telling herself that maybe it was just a friend or a colleague. She had no right to jump to conclusions. But something in the way Alex smiled at the woman, the way his eyes lit up, something about the connection they shared made Lena's stomach churn. The doubt lingered, gnawing at her. Later that evening, Lena called Alex, telling him she'd be home in an hour. She was trying to gather her thoughts. Was she overreacting? The woman they'd seen could have been anyone. But the gut feeling inside her grew stronger. When Alex walked through the door that evening, Lena was sitting on the couch, the untouched dessert beside her. She looked at him, searching his face for answers, feeling the weight of the moment. "Hey, babe, what's up?" he said casually, dropping his keys on the table. His tone was off, too carefree, too familiar. Lena could feel her heart hammering as she stood up and looked him in the eye. "Who was she?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Alex's smile faltered for just a moment, but then he chuckled nervously, clearly trying to brush it off. "What are you talking about?" "What woman?" "The one I saw you with today. Outside the cafe." "Don't lie to me, Alex." "Who is she?" Lena's voice cracked as she spoke, the pain beginning to rise. He froze. His gaze shifted from hers, and for the first time in months, Lena saw the uncertainty in his eyes. She had always trusted him, but now she could see the cracks in the walls he had so carefully built. "Listen, Lena, it's not what you think," Alex said, taking a deep breath. "Her name is Mia. We were just talking. She's a friend from work, Anne." "Don't lie to me," Lena interrupted, her eyes welling with tears. "I saw the way you looked at her. Don't pretend it was nothing." Alex's face hardened, and for a moment, he looked like a stranger. "Lena, I never meant to hurt you. But we've been drifting apart, and Mia. She's been there for me when you haven't been. I didn't want to hurt you. I just didn't know how to tell you." Lena felt the ground shift beneath her, and the tears that had threatened to fall now streamed down her face. "You're telling me this now? After everything? After us?" Alex walked toward her, but Lena stepped back, holding her hand out as if to keep him at a distance. "No, Alex. I trusted you. I believed in us." His expression softened for a moment, but the damage was done. "I'm sorry, Lena. I never meant for it to go this far. But I think you know now that I've already made my choice." Lena's world collapsed in that instant. The man she had trusted with her heart, the man she had shared her life with, had been seeing someone else behind her back. She had thought they were happy. She had thought they were in love. But Alex's words shattered that illusion in a way nothing else could. "How long?" she whispered, unable to stop herself. Alex hesitated. "A few months," he confessed, his voice barely audible. "I never wanted you to find out like this." A few months. The weight of it was suffocating. Every moment they had shared, every laugh, every kiss, it all felt like a lie. Lena's body trembled as she tried to process it all, the hurt too overwhelming to understand fully. "I think it's time you leave," she said, her voice firm despite the tears that continued to fall. She couldn't look at him anymore. She couldn't bear to be in the same room as someone who had broken her so completely. Alex didn't fight it. He didn't beg for her forgiveness, didn't try to convince her to stay. He simply turned, picking up his things, and walked out the door. Lena sat on the couch in silence, the empty dessert box beside her now a symbol of everything she had lost. She had believed in him, in their love. But love, she realized, wasn't always enough. As the door clicked shut behind him, Lena felt a mixture of anger, sorrow, and a deep, empty ache. She wasn't sure how to move forward from here, but one thing was certain, her trust had been broken, and she would never look at love the same way again. The betrayal stung, but in the quiet aftermath, Lena understood one thing: she was strong enough to survive this. The road ahead would be painful, but she would walk it alone, her heart slowly healing with every step. And maybe, just maybe, she would find a love that was truly worth believing in again. This story captures the raw emotions and heartbreak that come with discovering a betrayal. It shows how trust can be shattered in a moment, but also how one can begin to rebuild afterward.